Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. Right in my hands is Walking Dead Deluxe number 2 out in comic shops now, with Walking Dead Deluxe number 3 out this coming week. So a little bit late doing a review on this. Hopefully we'll get to them a little bit quicker. So Walking Dead Deluxe is a recolorized version of the original Walking Dead. It's really the big difference. And then in the back it has some extras, notes, stuff like that from creator Robert Kirkman, which is really cool. So it's got like a little bit of a director's cut to it. So going through the credits really quick, written by Robert Kirkman, art by Tony Moore, colored by Dave McCaig, which is the new stuff, lettered by Russ Wooton. So the thing that I think is really interesting going back and reading this series is, now that we're in the age of COVID, how does The Walking Dead come off now? So like before, you could always maybe make some arguments like the old Romero stuff. There were some maybe deeper discussions about society and maybe economics and unease of the world as is, the fear of the unknown, things like that, maybe terrorism, all that. A lot of things you can really kind of relate to and maybe dive down as the series progressed. But this is just interesting as going back is like everything, I read the first issue and reading the second one, like I can't help but coming back to COVID. There's a lot to it that I think is really interesting and apt, and you can easily make some really interesting parallels and discussions with that. I mean, though this was written so many years ago, it works. It really, really works. People who maybe didn't take it seriously are, wound up dead. People who are, there's a scene in here when, Rick goes into a house and the people are dead on the floor. Maybe they didn't take it seriously and they all wound up dying as a family, that things spread around throughout them. Maybe also that the pressure of everything got to them and they took their own lives instead. There's, a lot to think about when it comes to that. And, and like this series, I think we are actually in a moment of time where things will be 5-10 years from now is going to be very different than they are now. Like, there is no going back to normal, just like The Walking Dead. And, like Rick, like everyone else, we are going to have to learn to build a new society from where we're at. That there is a new situation, there's new factors that we need to consider when it comes to everything. So I myself think that it's really, really interesting to think about when it comes to the series and reading it through. And I think there's just something it fits so well. Reading this a second time, it's been a really long time since I've read the second issue, and it still holds up. I think it's a great issue. The emotional punch at the end, where Rick is reunited with his family, like it's again plays even more now with the fact that some of us can't see our families due to the situation. Like, it's not zombies that are stopping us, but it is this invisible force that we can't see, that many of us are staying home to stay safe. So I just think there's something there that works so well and is really interesting to me, and I think it's going to be fascinating to see as the series progresses and how we progress out of the current situation, because there's over 100 issues, so if they put out 12 a year, we're looking at over a decade worth of releases at this point. So we'll be able to follow the series for a really long time and track it and parallel it as to how our real world is changing as well, through our own battle against zombies. I think it's just going to be a fascinating thing overall. So, like, I'm loving it. Like, I really think the characterizations are great. I think the series holds up, and the coloring is interesting. It does add like a slight cartoonish factor to it. It's not quite as tense and stressful. And part of it is Tony Moore's art. Eventually it switches over to Charlie Adler. But like the beginning of this, and I think it's going to be really interesting to kind of compare all that. But I think it's just really interesting to look at the art here, is that, it's not quite the horror comic that I remember. And I think also with this issue is it does it really well, solid job of building up to that moment where you kind of run into the zombies and the undead and Rick has to deal with them. So the extras in this is really cool. Of course, there's Kirkman's notes for the issue itself, and he kind of goes through them a little bit, and then his original pitch to Image Comics is in there as well, including the letter to Eric Stevenson, Image's president. to try to get picked up by them. So all that really neat stuff. I don't know if I've ever seen any of that. So like I knew the story of the pitch, but I don't think I've ever actually seen the pitch. So I think that's actually really neat and cool and great extras for fans of the series, and good reason to maybe pick it up again if you're really a diehard fan. But overall, like if you've never read the series, like this is a great opportunity to start diving in and enjoying it on a monthly basis. Really cool extras, some nice new coloring add to it. I think it's just a nice value add and great to revisit. And again, with the way the world is right now, a fascinating exploration of how the series kind of really reflects what's going on now in entertainment, so in an entertainment form. So go get this. This is out in comic shops. We got a link beneath this video. You can put in your zip code. It'll tell if a shop's near you. No shop, no problem. We do have some affiliate links. There are affiliate links, so we get a small percentage. By doing that, you help support our site. As far as supporting the site, by watching this video, you're doing that, so thank you so much. If you're into Walking Dead, comics in general, Image, Skybound, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.